the landscape that influences art. Hello Keith, how are you?
Is this a subversive attempt to record me?
It is, yes. So how's your art doing?
Well,
it's looking very good actually. I saw some shoaling fish of yours down in Pinnacle Arts yesterday down in the Barbican. I was very impressed with it.
My wallpaper art.
Your wallpaper. A lot of people call my videos video wallpaper.
No,
so what's this painting you're doing at the moment?
Well, here you can see exactly how I work.
Yeah.
All laid bare, look.
Ah.
An iPad, a canvas, and a dozen colours.
Yeah.
But actually, the reality of this painting is I've overpainted something I did earlier that I didn't like. And my hands are cold, and I'm just dabbing away and putting down a background.
Yeah, well, you self-taught?
Which I'll work on later. Sorry?
Well, you self-taught?
When I was at college, I did art and design, but I did printmaking and photography.
Yes.
And I've always enjoyed drawing, but when I was young, I never liked paint because I couldn't get the sort of smoothness of colour and things I wanted in those days. And back in the sort of late 60s and 70s, I wanted to do pop art type things, so I much preferred to play with things like airbrushes and things. So I never really got on with paint. And 2 years ago when I retired, I decided I wanted to do some painting.
Yeah.
So I went and did a workshop with a chap called Glyn Macy down in Penzance.
Yes.
And in a day, he basically taught us 101 tricks, of which I've remembered about 10, of how to use acrylic paint.
Yes.
And really, I've just stuck to his tricks and just done the things that Glyn showed me how to do.
Yeah.
And so what I've done in the last 2 years is really as a result of that. And just using the techniques that he's demonstrated. It's kind of foolproof method of painting.
So when did you first get into painting then? You were doing it in the 60s and 70s to start with?
No, really, I haven't properly painted until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Apart from, like most people do, have to paint pictures at school. Yeah.
So you prefer to work in acrylics? Or?
Well, yes. I prefer to, in the sense that I've never painted with oil. So
yes.
As far as I know, I prefer acrylics. And I shied away from watercolours because I'm not organised enough, really. And
yes.
with watercolours, you have to go from light to dark, and if you make a mistake, there's no going back. The beauty of acrylics is that you can paint white, as you can see, you can paint light on dark.
Yeah.
And essentially, you can just draw, get it right, fiddling about, and then start painting it properly, which you simply can't do with other paints. And the other beauty of acrylics is that it dries so fast.
Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, when Tom comes in here, he'll be painting like you are, and then he'll just wrap everything up in a cloth at the end of the day because everything's dried very quickly.
That's right.
Because he doesn't put a lot of paint on the canvas anyway, like you really. He does it quite lightly.
Well, I'm trying to get away from drawing with paint. I've always, if I let myself, I gravitate towards finer and finer brushes and drawing in ridiculous detail.
Yeah.
So today, when I start paintings, I always try and paint them at arm's length and not get too engaged in the detail. But as you can see from all the finished paintings, they kind of drag me in, and I end up putting in detail that I probably didn't want to put in at the start. And no doubt the same will prove to be true of this painting eventually.
So nearly all your work is based around the sea and the animals of the sea.
Well, all of it.
And the boats.
In truth. Yes, I was born in Southend by the sea. That's where I grew up. Yeah. All my life I've enjoyed sailing. It's just in me. All my family, on my father's side, in fact, apart from my father, even though he sailed recreationally, it's in my family's blood. So I come from a family of seafarers, and I actually do. It sounds a bit ridiculous, but I do kind of think it is in my blood. I'm just comfortable by the sea, and I'm not when I'm away from it.
You feel good factor by the sea anyway, with the irons and the fresh air.
Yeah, so I just spend a lot of time on water, and I just like painting water and the sea, and here we are by the sea. And
so how long have you been in the southwest of England?
Just 2 years.
And what brought you down here?
The sea.
I must go down to the sea again, to the lonely sea and sky. I reckon my shoes and socks are. I wonder if they're dry.
Yeah, the truth is that when we were young, my whole family used to travel down to the West Country for holidays and so forth, and all my cousins have gradually gravitated down here. Work kept me back in Kent.
Yes.
But when I retired, it was an opportunity to come down and join them. And I've got a yacht, and sailing here is so much more pleasant than sailing in Kent, dodging mud flats. Here it's scenery and beautiful, and places are close together.
And you're into reasonably deep water straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how big is your yacht?
Just under 40 feet.
Yeah.
So
have you had that for long?
Just 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Although we had one, it's not my first boat, but that's the boat that we've bought for our retirement, so we live on it in the summer, and essentially I paint for 6 months of the year, so I'm coming to the end of my painting season now. So I
you finish in the summer, do you?
Paint through the winter,
you go off sailing.
and then in the summer I go off sailing.
Yeah. Well, just locally, or?
We haven't gone far yet. In fact, this summer the first thing we've got to do is sail back to Kent.
Yes.
For my brother-in-law's wedding, and then we'll probably sail over to Holland, and then slowly make our way back along the French coast via Channel Islands, and then Roscoff, and then back across.
Yeah.
And then future years we'll go further afield, I suspect.
Got a friend who bought a boat last year and took his son over to Holland to go to college in Holland, and they had a nightmare. It took them about 2 weeks to get back because of the conditions of the sea. The channel.
The beauty of being retired is that you don't have to have deadlines.
Yeah.
I think the most dangerous thing on a boat is a deadline, actually.
Yeah.
Because you tend to set off when you shouldn't. But we prefer to wait it out and watch the weather forecasts.
Yeah.
It's safe nowadays with the internet and everything. You know just what to expect.
So about your art again, have you had any other outlets for your art apart from the Hoe?
Well, there's here,
and
we've just, as you know, opened a shop in
Pinnacle Arts in the house
at Jack Built. So I've got a few paintings in there. I've sold a few online to my friends and ex-colleagues, but no, I've not really done much more. My cousins have some shops in Padstow.
Yes.
And I've done some work for them. So some of the more recent paintings, like the shoal paintings, are actually for them to use on products in their seaside shop in Padstow. Which is why there's a few Padstow paintings as well.
Yeah.
Because they wanted some prints for them. So I suppose that's another outlet.
Well,
but not for originals, just for
it's all evolving like art does,
yeah.
And it begins to look really good. Well, it looks tremendous actually, a lot of it.
Thank you. I mean, the truth is, it's just to keep me busy in the winter, and I'm always very flattered when people want to buy my work.
Yeah.
And if they see something that just would look nice in the kitchen or somewhere and would like it, then it's good that I'd like them to have it, and hopefully the prices reflect that, and
yes,
that my work is accessible.
Nice.
It's not high art; it's wallpaper.
Oh no, it's really really nice actually. It's traditional for the southwest, and it's very stylised as well. But thanks a lot for your time.
Right.
We'll catch you with you again sometime.
That's a pleasure. I shall get back